Today I'm going to give you a super easy, simple way to get started with intermittent fasting. How you doing, folks? Howard Scorer here from UnGym Yourself. Click on the subscribe link below to get all the information you're ever going to need on working out without a gym. By the end of this video today, you're going to have in your hands one of the most important fitness hacks you can ever use to UnGym yourself. One of the great things about intermittent fasting, and why it's usually one of the first hacks I do with people, is because you don't even have to change what you're eating. The reason why you don't want to change your diet and do intermittent fasting at the same time is you want to perform an experiment. You want to see how effective the fasting is in and of itself without the diet change, right? So you can isolate the variables. So if you're trying to make a super easy, simple change in your life that may give you great results, my suggestion is you just do the intermittent fasting first for a couple of weeks and see how it goes. See if you get any results from it. One of the reasons why, if you've done an internet search, you're probably still not sure what intermittent fasting is that there are a lot of definitions depending on who you talk to, and there's also a lot of confusing terminology. There's different types of intermittent fasting, there's different ways to do it, and it gets very confusing. So don't worry if it seems confusing. There's a super easy way to do it, and I promise by the end of this video, you'll be able to do it. Just a quick search on the internet, and you're going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to see many different ways, many different methods, and many different people who are experts who are claiming their way is the best way. So why should you listen to me? Because I'm just going to give you the simplest way that I have done with my clients that I have found has been successful. Not claiming that this is the best way. I'm just saying this is the easiest way to jump in the pool, and then you can figure out all the complex methods later. So I promise by the end of this video, you're going to have a very simple game plan. It's not going to drive you crazy. It's not going to be difficult to do. You can literally figure this out within a couple of minutes and get to work on it immediately. So that's why I'm advocating for this way. I'm not trying to somehow say that this method is superior. I'm not trying to say that this is the best way to do it. I'm simply saying this is the easiest way to jump in the pool and not drive yourself crazy. If it starts working for you and you want to do more of a research dive yourself and spend the hours and hours I have spent reading about it and trying to understand it, of course you can do that. I'm certainly not trying to make this the only information source for you. I'm simply just trying to get the easiest and quickest way so that you actually do it, because there are so many people that could benefit from intermittent fasting. Even if you don't work out, even if you don't do anything else, this simple and easy fitness hack can be life-changing for you in ways that most people don't even realize. So here's a list of some of the most amazing benefits you get from intermittent fasting. One of the main reasons why I wanted to do this video differently and make it just as simple as possible is because there are so many people in the population who don't work out, who don't really do anything for their health. And, people always think, well, they just have to work out harder, or they have to do this, or they have to do that. And there's so many people who don't understand that if they just stopped eating at night at a certain time and then waited 13 hours, that would be the most important tweak they could do for health more than anything else. It really is that simple, and it's not communicated enough. We shame people about not working out. We shame people about their food choices. But there are so many people that could simply benefit just by stopping eating at a certain time of night and waiting 13 hours or waiting a certain window of time. That would solve a lot of problems which they think are just part of where they are right now. They would have all these benefits: weight loss, improved brain function, improved digestion, improved energy, and just a feeling of clarity. All of these things have been experienced by people who have just implemented a very simplistic intermittent fasting program, which I'm about to show you. So it's important that you know that intermittent fasting isn't just a fad. There are hundreds of studies that have been done to show that intermittent fasting can lead to improvements in health and conditions such as obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and neurological disorders. There is also some compelling evidence that it affects lifespan. I'm going to do something that you're not going to see on a lot of YouTube videos. I'm just going to get straight to the point. Okay, so I'm not going to waste your time with going over all the many different confusing distinctions of intermittent fasting. All you need to know is the intermittent fasting that most people do is called time-restricted eating. That is the big confusion, is that there's a conflation of time-restricted eating with intermittent fasting. So we're just going to call it intermittent fasting anyway, but what we're doing is called time-restricted eating. The time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting we're doing is we're going to do the easiest one, which will give you all of the benefits we've discussed, but it's just going to be the easiest one to do, and that is a 13-hour window. So what that means is you're not going to eat for 13 hours. So whatever time of night you choose to stop eating, you're going to not do it again for 13 hours, and I'm about to show you how to make that super easy. Here's how you can jump into intermittent fasting easy and safely. Very simple. You're going to download an app called Zero. It is going to make intermittent fasting the super easiest way you can possibly think of. You literally just have to press a button and you don't have to think. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to download Zero out of the App Store. And then from there, you're going to, once you're in the app, I want you to choose the 13-hour circadian rhythm fast. This is why it's different than just kind of doing it in your head, or, people are like, oh, I can just do that in my head. I don't need this stupid app. Well, here's why you need this stupid app, okay? Is right over there. You see this green button here that says start your 13-hour fast? This button here, this is the magic. This is what's going to make the difference between you successfully doing intermittent fasting and getting into a 2 to 3 week habit, which is what you need. You need to do this for 2 or 3 weeks to get into a habit. So you don't have to use this app for the rest of your life, but you might grow addicted to it and you might love it. But here's what this app is going to do for you the first month or so that you do intermittent fasting. That green button, I want you to think of that as a magical green button. That magical green button is like the nuclear codes, okay? Once you press that sucker, once you press that green button, you are done for the night. You cannot eat another morsel of food. And if you do, I just want you to know you're breaking a contract with yourself. You're breaking your promise, because guess what? Once you press that button, there is no need to eat any more damn food for the night. I don't care what you tell yourself. So you can have water. You can have as much water as you want. You can have as much sparkling water as you want. But other than that, you are done. Now, the great thing about a 13-hour fast is you just add an hour to the next morning, right? So what I mean by that is if your last meal is at 6 p.m., that means you're not going to eat again until 7 a.m. the next morning. If your last meal is at 8 o'clock at night, that means you're not going to eat again until 9 a.m. the next morning. If you are somebody who lives a late night lifestyle, if your last meal is 11 o'clock at night, that means you don't eat until 12 in the afternoon. But once you press that button, you're done. You're done for the night, and that's it. So rather than be one of these people that is giving you 17 different kinds of intermittent fasting so that you are unmotivated, I'm just telling you, download this app. Press this button when you're done eating for the night. Do that for a month, and next thing you know, you're going to be receiving all of the amazing health benefits of intermittent fasting. I will go over all the health benefits in another one of my videos in the future, but for right now, I just want you to get started on this amazing thing. So that's it. That's all you need to do. That's all this video is how to get started super easy. So let me just say one last final thing about this, about why I'm such a big advocate of this app. A lot of people report why intermittent fasting is so difficult. And what happens, especially with night eating, is there's this feeling of out of control. Nobody plans to snack at 10 o'clock at night. Nobody plans to snack at midnight. It's this thing that happens, and then it's like you wake up out of a dream state. So the simple act of pressing this button, what it does is it makes you accountable with yourself. The act of pressing that button, like I said, it's like launching a nuclear code. And psychologically, what that does for you is you've now made a promise to yourself. So it really does make a difference, just that you've made a promise to yourself that you're not going to eat for 13 hours. So when you go over to that fridge and you know you've pressed that button, there's immense power in that. Don't sell that short or underestimate that. That's why this app is so powerful, and that's why I really recommend it. It does make a difference. And just remember, the way the brain works is a habit takes about 2 or 3 weeks to set. So simply by using this app for 2 or 3 weeks, you will make this a new habit, which will change your life in magical ways. It'll really make a huge difference, and it's just one simple fitness hack. Our bodies were not built to be processing and digesting food 24 hours a day. It gives your nervous system a rest, and you will feel a difference. I hope you found today helpful. If you need more specific help in designing a intermittent fasting program, go to the link in the comment section of this video, and you can get more information on doing more one-on-one online coaching with me. Hey folks, hope you found today helpful. If you did, please click on the subscribe link for weekly workouts and updates on UnGym Yourself. Go to my website, UnGym Yourself, to get my free UnGym Yourself ebook, which will show you how to design a kick-ass UnGym Yourself workout. Thanks, folks. Have a good day.